You're nervous. We're going to start this thing. Welcome, everybody, to Bridging the Gap. Here with Anik, a hippie from the woods. You literally look like you crawled out of the woods right now.
From the woods. Yeah, this is my spirit animal wolf hat.
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Let's
talk about your dating history, what you've been through, some of the ups, some of the downs, where you're coming from. Is there someone that you want to start with? Do you want to start with? And how comfortable are you with saying names and stuff?
I think the only names...
Don't say the name, obviously, that you don't want me to say.
Yeah, no, the only name that I do want you to say, and I had a thought about this morning, and I was going to ask his mom for permission, but I think it's okay. Yaar.
Okay. Do you want to start with Yaar? So who is Yaar? Yaar was someone that had a big impact on your life.
Yes.
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs. Holy shit. So I'll start from the beginning. I met Yaar at a festival in 2023. And we connected like this. And we were inseparable, fucking inseparable. We just vibed. Like when you find your doof buddy, if anybody knows what a doof is or not know what a doof.
Festivals, raves, hippie people. You're a big hippie in case anyone couldn't freaking tell.
Yeah. Hi, it's me. Yeah. So we met at a bush doof. And when you vibe with someone in a bush doof, it's like fucking next level. You just like, you go for water together, you go pee together, you go poo together, you do like all the things together, you just mush. And we just mushed. Like it just worked. And so we dated for about 9 months. And he was Israeli. We met in June. Come October, the war started in Israel. So that was a whole... shit show we're not going to get into too hard on that, but needless to say, it fucked with his head quite a bit. So our relationship kind of went awkward and sideways and all the things and stuff and such. And come January, a lot of things happened. We were always meant to be in an open relationship, though neither of us had acted upon it. And I thought that our boundaries with what we were comfortable doing and not doing and communicating or not communicating, I thought they were very clear. They were not.
I feel like that's so common. Like people in an open relationship where it's just like, it sounds good in theory until you actually do something.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And you guys did something.
I did something. I had my first threesome experience.
I've never had a threesome, so I don't.
Bullshit.
You know that I'm full of shit when I say that,
yeah. Mister, I've had hundreds of threesomes, and this is amazing. Yeah, so I had a threesome with a very good male friend of mine and his partner, who I connected with really well. We had like a really just beautiful female bond, and I actually reached out to her this week after this whole So that'll come later maybe, but so we had a threesome. It was beautiful. Asked myself, like, did me and Yaar communicate this well enough? Yes, we did. Is it comfortable? Am I connected? Is this something I want to do? Is it fun? Yes, all of yes. So let's go ahead with it. And went ahead with it. Had a beautiful night. In the morning, things got weird. She wasn't home. He came in. Some things happened. The little voice in my head wasn't loud enough for me to say anything. She walked in. Things got weird. I went home to Yaar very weirdly. And it wasn't like we broke up at that stage. And it wasn't because of the threesome. It wasn't because of like Mariah. It was just like everything. Just so many things had gone wrong. And just before that, we had the floods in Cairns as well from Jasper. So both me and Yaar lost our cars. Mine of which was my van, which I live in, which was like devastating. It's like just the war and then the vans and the floods and then the threesome. It was just like, hey, this is too much. And I was already on my way to go to Canada to visit family for 6 weeks. So we were just like, look, let's just part ways for now and see how we feel when I come back. So we sat for I spent like 2 days at his house, literally all day. Chatting, crying, holding, chatting, swimming, crying, repeat. And we just talked about fucking everything. Everything in the relationship, that how we felt, what was going on in his mind with the war and everything, and just everything that had gone on. So when I went to Canada, it was like a 40-hour journey. And I cried the whole way because the things that were said in that conversation were not there was no coming back from it. There was no way we could be together how we had ever previously been because of a lot of things. I'll just put it that way. So I was grieving him, like fully. Came back, caught up with him, started a new job. We were both kind of doing really good. He'd gone to Perth to do a presentation for work. He was I always fuck this up. He was a marine biotechnician. So anyways, if you guys want to look that up, go for it. So he was starting his master's. They wanted to send him to Hong Kong and do some talks for his job and everything. And I'd started seeing someone. We'll call him German guy. Yes, here comes German guy.
We'll talk about him in a second, yeah.
Yeah. And about 3 weeks into seeing German guy, we woke up one morning and I had my phone on airplane because I had to have a really deep chat with German guy. I didn't want anything serious. There was too much going on, all these things. And I turned my phone off airplane and I got a text from Yaar's brother in Israel on WhatsApp. And I knew what his brother's name was, but we'd never talked. And it just said, "Hey, Anik, this is Yaar's brother. I don't know what your relationship is with him, but he died yesterday after he fell from a waterfall. And I thought you should know." Yeah. So everything shattered. Everything shattered. I quit my job. I spent all my money on this new van, because I wasn't going to be living in it full time. I was going to be working on this boat and saving and doing the visa. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the whole visa sitch in Australia. It's quite difficult.
Yep.
So yeah, that was kind of the beginning for me of this fucking crazy journey of the soul and the self, of the universe, of the world, of the people. Yeah. Where do we want to go from there?
I mean, thank you for sharing that. You shared, maybe we'll skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
You shared a lot of this. You and I went on a date. We actually
went on a first
date.
This is how me and Andy met.
Before we were friends, we went on a first date and you opened up about all of this shit, like immediately out of nowhere. Hey, I basically said some simple question to you, like, "Hey, how's your life going?" Like, we literally just met like 5 minutes ago. I was like, "Hey, how's your life going?" Yeah. And you were like, "Do you want the short version or do you want the like big, hardcore, deep version?" And like, what answer do you think I'm going to give? Yeah, give me the deep version. And then we sit down and you just like poured it out, man. You just like, everything came out over 15 minutes. And I was just kind of laying on the grass, like you were sitting up. I was looking up at you and you're just like, "Yeah, so anyway, so I met this guy and I fell in love with him and we dated for a while. And then like he died in a fucking waterfall accident. And then there was this next guy and then we weren't super close. And then this, and like stuff that we're going to talk about in a second with all the other people in your life. But like, you just
poured it all.
You were so fucking vulnerable in that moment. Like you just poured it all out. And I think like part of my job as a life coach, I like when people do that. And so I just immediately was like so into that. I was like, "Holy shit, you're so cool." That was like part of the reason why I think we've become such good friends, because we just talk about fucking everything.
Everything.
I've told you like all my shit.
All of this shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like
there are no secrets, bro. Is this so TMI?
No, there's like no TMI, man. It's just like, I feel like that was, I don't know who we're going to give like credit to or like blame, but like who like opened up first? Is it you or was it me saying, I mean, come on, like,
yeah.
All I said was like, "Tell me the deep shit." And then you're like, "Okay, motherfucker, you ready?" Like,
you're ready for this.
Yeah. Yeah. You're very like open and honest and like easy to be around, I'd say. Yeah.
And this is the thing, I think like the day that we met, I just started my job on this boat, so I'm away for 2 weeks. I'm very disconnected for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you have this cool job where you go away. Wait, do you want to say what your job is?
Do you want to say what my job is?
Can I fucking say what your job is? Okay, so for everyone listening, she literally kills starfish. And look, I'm not making that up. Am I making that up? What is your job?
I am a crown of thorns control diver.
That's a fancy way of saying she literally kills starfish.
Yeah.
Literally.
Starfish that have essentially massive population booms and decimate the reefs because they eat coral. So when they have like shitloads of them, because they make like millions of baby eggs every year.
It's like pest control, but for starfish, which I did not know was ever going to be like a pest.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are native, so they are meant to be here. We're not trying to like eradicate them. We're just trying to control the population boom so they don't eat the fuck out of the reef that is sustaining us here on Earth.
How many times did I ask you when you first told me this? Like, how many times did I say you're full of shit, right? Like, there's no way this is a real thing.
Yeah.
You showed me proof, and I was like,
yeah. I sent him a photo with the guns and with the vinegar bottles and the all the dive gear.
Yeah, you inject them with vinegar, right? And then they
disintegrate and the fish eat them. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the story. Maybe you want to go through what happened after Yaar passed away? Yeah. You met a German guy. Are we using his name? We're just calling him.
We're just calling him German guy. I think he said I could use his name, but I'll just send him the podcast.
Wait, so he's going to watch this?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
All of them.
Okay.
So Spanish guy, German guy, Brazilian guy, all want to watch this.
Okay, we got to be on our best behavior. I would have dressed a little better if I knew they were going to watch.
I know. I'm going to get my tits out.
Talk about Mr. German guy.
Okay, so German guy. So actually, before Yaar died, I was at his house because he had all my stuff at his house from the floods, and I didn't have a van. So I'm at his, and he's like, "You can stay over if you want." And I was like, "Oh, my girlfriend's asked me to go out tonight. I really need to put some energy into my feminine and my girlfriends. And I know if I stay, it's just going to make it harder for me because I knew we couldn't be together. We could not be together."
Wait, you're talking about German guy now?
Yaar.
Okay. Yep.
Yaar. So I'm at Yaar's. I make the decision. He drops me off to this party. And that's where I met German guy. Yeah. So we went to this party. We didn't really talk all night. And at the end of the night, we're just like, I'm spinning my poi. He's looking for a stick to go and spin because he does that too. So I was like, ooh, you're a doofer. Ooh, my
maybe I'll like edit in some videos of you like spinning. You do fire spinning. I'll put that on the screen or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And yeah, so we had a really nice connection and we gave each other a nice big hug at the end of the night. And we just like inherently like took 3 deep breaths in sync together during this hug. It was like, and we talk about this still, like we both felt that moment and we're like, what the fuck?
That's called a hippie hug.
It's called a hippie hug, like a soul hug, like a heart hug. And so I go home and I'm sitting in bed and I text my girlfriend because he's still at hers, right? And I'm like, is it okay if I invite him over for a cuddle? You know, and we were talking about cuddle shaming.
You're just going to cuddle, yeah. No, you and I have had, separate discussion. Maybe we'll talk about that another time. Go.
So anyways, I invite him over for a cuddle. We cuddle. We have the best cuddle. Eventually we have sex. We keep seeing each other. We keep texting. We keep sleeping together, blah, blah. And then the night happens where I airplane to tell him I don't want anything serious. And in the morning I get the news about Yaar.
Yeah.
So... Oh, my girlfriend said, don't text him. You're going to get trauma bonded. Right?
Yeah, man. Like, that's probably what I would say to my friends. I had some friends say that to me. They were like, just, like, be gentle when you get back into dating. You just broke up with your ex, Emmy. You were together for 7 years. Like, don't throw yourself into something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, me and Yaar had just broken up. I fully was aware that I needed time to process, but then he fucking died.
Yeah.
So... like I needed support. And after about a week, like I had a lot of support from the Israeli community. Oh my God, we had like this beautiful bunch of humans and I lived with them in the house for a while, / the van, / they would feed me, / like it was, Anik was sideways for several months, like incapable of moving to go for a pee at times, Yeah. So after about a week, I'm like, I really want to text this guy. And I text my girlfriend and I say, I really want to text this guy. And she's like, fucking text him. Just do it. So I text him. He's at a party. He takes his bike. He rides over to where I am in the van and he just fucking comes to hold me all night.
Yeah.
And I wake up crying and I wake up shaking and I wake up in a fucking mess for months. And eventually we just fell the fuck in love with each other. He's such a beautiful human. And like the way he could hold space for me the crying, the screaming, I would drive around in like an anxious, fucking disconnected, what's the word I'm looking for? Dissociated state. I would just drive around like, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? I'll go to him. Fuck it. And I would get to him and say, hey, I'm outside. I don't know what needs to happen. Something needs to happen. Can you please come outside? He'd come outside and I would just literally word vomit like so fast, so many things that were just, and he just fucking held it. He's like, okay, you good? And I'd look at him and be like, yeah, I'm good. Should we go inside now? Let's go for a cuddle. Cool.
Yeah, coaching can sometimes be like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like very intense. And just to say, he was 24. He's now 25 or whatever. And I would have been, 32.
That's amazing of him. Yeah.
Yeah, like crazy. So long story short, because I feel like that kind of gives a good gist of how that relationship went. At one point we were like, yeah, we're in this together forever. Your shit is my shit. Like we are in this. And it got real hectic. Got real hectic. And he said to me, come over anytime, 100% of the time. If this is what you need, you are welcome here. But it became so needy, codependent. Yeah. Like I couldn't. That's so common, right? Yeah. Like I couldn't regulate myself without him. And like I could have, but I got a new job to finish my farm work and that was really fucked up as well. Not going to get into it, but I would finish work at like 10 o'clock at night after working 60 hours in a kitchen, like dead as fuck. Drive to Cairns like 2 hours later to get to him to like break into his house essentially. I had the key code, break into his house, climb into bed and just fucking be held. And we tried to have boundaries. I tried to respect them. He tried to put them in, but fuck, it was impossible. And it got really toxic for both of us. And like, we were never horrible to each other. And it was hard sometimes to not, because it was like, I need you. I need you.
That
and
story
you can't.
in your head of I need you.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you have that thought in your head, I need this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to be generous and show up with love. And like, you still love them, but it's like you're too busy trying to get something from them. Like you're basically saying, I'm not okay unless you're here for me. I'm not okay unless you hold me. Yeah. Yep.
And what ended up happening is, so I lived in Cairns for 4 years. A lot of history there, a lot of ex-boyfriends, and a death, and then this. And I finished my farm work and I texted him and I said, look, I'm leaving next week. Can I see you before I go? He said, yes. Spent the night at his house. We had a beautiful night. Dropped him off at work. Gave him a big squeeze. Looked at each other, said, see you later. And I drove to Sunshine Coast within a day and a half, which is like, it's like 20 hours.
That's a long drive.
It's a long drive.
Like straight up.
Yeah.
20 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. And I picked up the wheel and I was like, you just need to go. You just need to go. And I almost turned around in Townsville. I was like, you can still turn around. You can still go back. And I'm like, no, just keep going. So, and that was in December. It's now May.
How was all of that for him, I guess? Like, have you ever asked him, like, how was that to be there for me? Because you were going through a lot of trauma.
I was.
Like, your ex fucking died unexpectedly.
Yeah. And a guy that I just met
was the one that's like, you're going to look after all of this. You're going to hold this for me. And he obviously wanted to. That's why he did.
Yeah, he wanted to.
How was that for him?
Hard. Hard. And one of the struggles that I had with him personally is that I wanted to hold space for him as well, because I knew how much space he was holding for me. But he opened up a little bit with some things, but I never felt like he was really giving it to me, because I think maybe he feared that I couldn't hold it, that he couldn't put those things on me.
I would have had the same thought, if I was him, That's why you need like external friends and stuff. Like thing. If I did this with Emmy, sometimes I would like rely on her a little bit too much. And it's like, I'm holding space for her. I'm being there for her. She's putting all her stuff on me. And then at some point it clicked and I was like, oh shit, I need to go to my friends for this. And I stopped doing that for a while. I wasn't going to friends and it was fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to try and just hold that shit for someone else.
Yeah.
I think I felt that pressure as well as a life coach a lot, where it's like, my clients are lovely. They're all wonderful people. A lot of them will probably watch this, but like, people are essentially putting a lot of their trauma and stuff on you. And if you don't have external people that you can then talk to, which I do now, I built out all that network and stuff, but yeah, it's hard, man. Yeah. That's what we're saying, like German guy.
Yeah. So I know he had like a few very close girlfriends, actually. One in particular that was really there for him.
Good. Okay. Yeah.
And she's really non-judgmental. She's like, I love her and she loves me and we have a nice little bond as well. And so I'm glad she was there for him. And I did reach out to him, I think around about when I left, because I was looking for a therapist for myself, and I happened upon this guy who was pretty like holistic, spiritual, also a skateboarder, also a man, and like, so German guy skateboards. And I was like, this guy's maybe meant for you,
this
dude.
Is your bro.
You know? So I sent him the info and I said, look, like, I can't imagine how it would have been for you, like, supporting me through my grief. It's like at 24 years old. And, you know, he'd only been away from home like 3 months as his first overseas trip.
Where did this guy come from? Just some random fucking guy that's able to be there for an older woman going through grief and a death of an ex. And he's just like, nah, I got you. It's all good.
Yeah.
Fucking great guy. Yeah.
I asked him that one night in bed. I think that was the first time he kind of really opened up with me. I looked at him and I said, I can't remember what he said, but I was like, you're so fucking beautiful. Like, where did you come from? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like,
I come from Germany, and he just he gives you a fucking German answer.
He's so German.
Dude, I have so many German clients. Like, you know, if we go and look, like something like 30% or 20% of my audience is German.
True. I remember you telling me the story about the ones that linked up, that they lived like a block.
Yep. So we had two German, a guy. So any of you that don't know the story, we were doing a live stream. We had a guy who lived in Germany and a woman who lived in Germany. And I don't even know if they both knew that they were German. And he was a BDSM, he was an expert in BDSM. She'd always wanted to try it. And then they just start talking in the live stream, in the chat. They ended up meeting up and having sex, and it was amazing.
Can I do this on camera?
You can do this on camera.
I can do this on camera.
They fucked the shit out of each other. They had German sex. Perfectly engineered, amazing, clean, like very efficient German sex.
Let me just
Great
say,
German sex.
I've had a few Germans.
It's very efficient.
Kinky,
is it good?
They're kinky.
Kinky little fucks.
They're kinky little fuckers.
Yeah, because look at like Berlin and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Germans are kinky fucking horny little bastards. Yeah. Good job, Germans.
Anyway. I could talk about my Duff crew, but that's a whole nother story.
We'll save that for another podcast.
We'll save that for another podcast, yeah.
So German guy being there for you.
Yeah.
Any more you want to say on him, or do you want us to talk about like the next steps, which was you kind of getting back into dating after a break?
Yeah.
Because you had a big break. How long was the break?
So honestly, I left Cairns in December, and we still kind of kept chatting. We were going to try and have a bit of a friendship, and then that ended up into 5 months no contact. More on that later. I think I went on my first date in January, end of January.
This year?
Yeah. So it wasn't that long.
Ago, yeah.
So 2 months after the breakup with German guy. It was a Hinge date. I got off the boat. It was my first swing, 2 weeks at sea, very disconnected, no cuddles. And
trauma from killing all these starfish.
Yeah. I like inherently in my soul just like apologize every time.
No,
I
know.
Like,
You're like a big hippie, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a super hippie. Anyway. Yeah, so I downloaded Hinge. I hadn't met up with anyone. I get off the boat and I'm like, fuck, I need to touch someone. Like, not like sexually or like, I just need to fucking hold someone.
Your Hinge bio, your prompt literally says, I just need to touch someone.
I just need to
What are you looking for? Touch.
Yeah.
The key to my heart is touch. Let me touch you. Don't touch the microphone. Okay. That's going to sound awful.
Sorry. Yeah, so I text this guy and
I need to touch you, yeah.
I need to touch you. I didn't say that to him. I wish I did.
Okay.
He had on his profile that he studied consciousness and dreaming. So I was like, okay, that's hippy dippy. I have some pretty fucked out dreams. Let's hook up with this guy. Not hook up, but link up with this guy. So I texted him. I said, hey, I'm on my way from the boat. I'll be in town literally 12 hours. You free to catch up tonight? Or like, whatever. And he goes, yeah. Yeah. So we met up at a field outside of a school somewhere where there's a big field we could do fire spinning, and we went on a little walk and looked for little baby birds. Well, we found little baby birds. Like, we just had like the most wonderful evening. Ended up having sex. Boundaries were a little bit weird.
from you or him? Like who?
I think a bit of both. And I've said all of this to him. Because at the beginning I said, look, I don't know how I feel about sex. And he came on really strong. Like we're walking, we're looking at these baby birds, and he literally like grabs me around my waist and like starts kissing my neck. And I was like, holy, what? Like, what? And he said to me, well, the last girl I went on a date with said she thought I was gay and that I should be more upfront about it.
I've had so much with clients and stuff that feel like they have to overcompensate and almost like put on this like masculine persona of like, well, I can't have her thinking that we're just friends or something. So I have to like go fucking crazy and like really hard with like making it obvious that like I'm a big alpha male with testosterone. Yeah. I think that's a common thing for sure.
So that happened. And I went to the bathroom. I came back and I said, look, can we just go really slow? And he was like, yeah. So we did. And then we had sex. And that was awesome. And it was, yes.
Guys, the power of fucking honesty and communication.
Literally. And we hung out a couple times thereafter, but it just is really hard. He's super busy. He's studying. He's got work. I've got the boat. I'm not really around the Gold Coast that much. He lives in the Gold Coast. So I recently, after I met you, I had that whole epiphany about radical honesty with Anik 101.
We're going to talk a lot about honesty because I freaking told you so much about honesty,
Yeah. And from that was when it prompted like, okay, just get this out. Just all of the heavy things that had been weighing, even like the...
Because you hadn't talked to him about that.
No.
Like him coming on a little bit too strong. Yeah.
Like kind of.
Yeah.
But not in a way that said, hey, actually you crossed one of my boundaries and I let you do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. I like that you take ownership for shit too.
Yeah.
Like you're not just blaming him and being like, he came on too strong. It's like, no, I also didn't know how to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And
but I guess you did say no, so that's not even true. You went to the bathroom, you came back, you said, hey, that was a little too strong. Can we go slow? So you actually have pretty good boundaries.
Yeah.
Just in the moment, sometimes we struggle to have the boundary. Because we're
especially when that's the thing, because your mind just goes, what's happening? And it's like, what do I say? What do I do?
This is part of the fucking reason. I say this in content all the time. This is why I started saying to women on dates, like, can I kiss you?
I've started saying that too.
Yeah, I know.
And the guys fucking love it.
So everyone listening, you've been like taking a lot of the stuff that I talk about in content and that I talk about to you. And you're like, why can't I do that? And I'm like, yeah, no shit. I've been saying for years, like women, you can just be honest in all of this too. So you've been on dates, like one guy that we'll talk about in a second, on like the first date, right? Was it the first date?
At the beach?
Yeah, you were just on the beach with him. You're looking at him. You're like, I really want to kiss him. And then I'd already told you like a million times, just be fucking honest. And so you're like, wait, can I kiss you?
Yeah.
Or can you kiss me? Like,
yeah, I literally, we're holding hands, walking down the beach at night under the moonlight. And I literally like stop and like pull him back. And I'm like looking at him. And he goes, what? And he's Spanish.
Yeah.
And I just look at him and I say, can I kiss you? And he's like, yes, you don't have to ask.
Yeah. No, but like, if we can put a PSA out there to women, like women, you're allowed to ask for what you want. You're allowed to say what you want. It's incredibly fucking sexy. And it's like the sexiest shit ever.
And it's super empowering.
Yeah, it feels good for you.
Like, yeah, because you're in your own comfort zone as well. And that I think it puts it in place for the guy as well to be like, okay, if she's going to ask,
I can just say what I want. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I talk about honesty and communication and all of that. Do we want to talk about how you and I met? I mean, we kind of already hinted at it there. Are there any other stories in the meantime that you missed? Like, I guess what was it like for you getting back on, like, being on Hinge? Because you hadn't used dating apps before that, right?
I had.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Like between boyfriends and stuff, just to like, but nothing really ever came of it. It was always kind of just a distraction, to be honest. Like you swipe left for 5 minutes, you get sick of it, and you move on.
Yeah.
But it's actually really funny, the progression of dates that happened from Hinge this time. Like better and better and better.
Because you were more open-minded. You were way more vulnerable. Like you did a really good job of being honest and open and vulnerable. With me, I can only say my experience with you, but you were ridiculously fucking honest. You were honest over text, and I'm obviously honest. Like, hey, I'm looking for BDSM. Is that something that you want? You were really honest. I've had a bit of experience. I want more, blah, blah, blah. You were even honest with me. Guys, I say this in content a lot. No, okay. So you said the thing to me when people say, when they're trying to nicely say, like, maybe I'm not super into you. Do you remember what you said to me, the way you phrased it?
No.
So you said, you're not the usual type of guy that I go for.
Oh, yeah.
I've said this a million times. That is how women politely say, I don't know if I'm attracted to you yet. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. They say, you're not the usual type of guy that I go for. And I was like, who's the usual type? And
The
you're like,
hippie guys.
You're like hippies. And I'm like, I'm a fucking hippie.
You are a
The goddamn
hippie.
handpan right there. Should I go get the handpan?
Yeah.
I got a curb. Wasn't I wearing this when we first met? Too?
You were
I
the
literally-
cutest thing ever.
I wore this to the date.
I love it.
Tell me I'm not a fucking hippie. But no, I get it. Like my profile is very like BDSM, and I have stuff in my profile where I'm like, hey, I'm into spirituality and all of that, but like whatever. Anyway, we met. You said all of your shit immediately. How much detail do you want to share? Like,
I'm gonna say all of it. Go for it.
do you want to tell the story or you want me to? Like, what do you want to do? Because you're going to giggle. Are you even going to be able to tell the story without giggling? Do you want me to just tell it?
Do it.
I'll be
Do it. I actually really want to hear this from your perspective. And then I'll add
from
some
my
bits.
perspective. You
Yeah.
know we've talked about this.
I know.
Today. You shared all of your shit. And do you know that I had a tear in my eye? Do you know that I cried a little bit? You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that happens with coaching clients. I will fucking be honest. Sometimes I cry and you guys probably don't even know. Like, wait, there's one guy in particular. I don't know if you're going to watch this. Your name starts with A. You're currently in the coaching program right now. You're, I think, one of the most recent people that signed up. I cried a little bit on the first call that you and I had when you opened up about some of the stuff that you opened up about. You probably don't know that. But anyway, I like when people open up. Like, it brings happy fucking tears to my eyes. And so you opened up all the shit and there was like a little happy tear there. And I was just looking at you, man. And you were like, there was like the moonlight and you were so vulnerable. And I was like, holy fuck. I think I even said like, you're so beautiful or something. I was like, you're so fucking pretty or you're beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I was like, can I kiss you? And then you fucking like gave the weirdest reaction ever. You were just like, oh, I don't like when guys ask me. And I was like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Lots of the other girls do like when I ask them. So like, I'm going to ask.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that's the response I've been getting from men because I've started asking.
Yeah.
And it's been like, can I kiss you? And they've all been like, you don't have to ask. And I'm like, but yeah, I do.
But how else am I supposed to do it? Like
exactly.
Yeah. Anyway. So we made out a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And then we're like in a very public place, like by the beach on my beach blanket.
And we didn't break any local laws.
We didn't break any local laws.
We went to a park.
We went to a park.
We fooled around.
I sat on you. I turned to you because I was like, yeah, I really want to kiss you too. And then we're like making out and stuff. And I was like, I really want to sit on you. Can we like
You did ask me.
go?
I remember.
Yeah, because I asked you to go to the van.
Yeah, so for full context, you literally live the hippie life.
Yeah,
you
I live
live
in a
out of a
van.
van.
I live in a van.
You currently are wearing no shoes, although technically neither am I. But like,
Oh, ew.
you got dirty feet, woman.
I think it's the sunlight.
Yeah, no, it is.
Sorry, guys.
But you live in a van. You like literally drive around and live in your van.
Mm-hmm.
Although right now you're staying with a friend. But
yeah.
Anyway, you were like, "Do you want to go into the van?" And I was like, "This is moving fast, but also
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no. This is fun."
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to have sex.
I didn't think we were going to either.
I don't think I was ready for sex.
No, because we agreed to meet for like a half-hour coffee originally.
Which ended up being like a 2 or 3 hour fucking
conversation
date.
and thing.
Yeah, so we fooled around. We went to a park. We had a blanket. We fooled around.
Mm.
Do you okay, see on the screen here, this bit here in my notes. Do you are you okay with me talking about that?
Yes, absolutely. I can say that.
Yeah, because I'd like to know the backstory. I think this is
So this is more of like a personal growth story, I guess. Like I've never really had much body confidence. I've always like thought I was chubby.
You and like everyone else on
you
the
and
fucking
everybody
planet,
else.
right?
Yeah, exactly. And like I really struggled to orgasm with a partner. By myself I can do it really easily, but since Yaar's passing and since the breakup with German guy, like I need a positive something to think about.
Yeah.
Right, when I'm masturbating. And I was really trying to get myself to the point where I could get myself off on myself. If you get what I mean.
Like just the way you're feeling, like not need some external
Yeah,
thing
not need to think
about
about men, not need to think about whatever, just like get myself off to get myself off. But actually, I like thinking about men when I masturbate. Like, that's what gets me going. Fucking do it, girl. Like, because I was shitting on myself for not being able to think about my own sexiness and get myself off that way. Like,
which is something that like guys probably can't relate to. Like, could you imagine a guy being like, I have to think about myself when I jerk off? Every guy listening would be like, no, I'm thinking about the woman. Like, I'm just thinking about whatever my brain is thinking about. That's what I'm going to think about. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no shame.
I think a lot of like women's empowerment stuff, and not to like, but it does have a focus on that, on like looking at yourself in the mirror and finding yourself sexy and like all of these things. And that's definitely a part of it. It doesn't mean you have to fucking think about yourself to make. Do you almost
feel like the feminism side? I've talked to a few like female friends and people like that say like sometimes the feminism stuff just feels like pressure too.
Yeah.
Where they're like, men are bad and you can't ever think about men. So make sure when you're with a man having sex, you're thinking about women and how great women are and feminine empowerment. And it's like, but I like men. Yeah. Why can't I like men as well as myself? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think that's where the shift has come from.
Yeah.
Where I am pleasuring myself for myself, but I wasn't able to do that for a while because I would think about Yaar and I would get sad. I would think about German guy and I would feel bad. And then it's like, well, if I can't think about them and I don't love myself, how am I gonna, you know? And so we met.
You and I met, yeah. What did I say to you when we were making out and fooling around and touching each other and being... What did I whisper in your ear?
Good girl.
Good girl. I literally said good girl. That made you fucking crazy when I said that. Yeah.
Dude, like you can't. I was in the city. I had to get up to this mountain to go camping, and I had to stop at the grocery store on the way. And like this whole fucking mission, I was like, I need to go make love to myself now.
Yeah, you left after me, and you were just like, I need to go fucking come. I need to go by myself and get off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Like.
Fuck yeah.
Because you went home and had an orgasm. You sent me a really nice message afterwards, actually.
The next day.
Wait, was it after I had said, let's be friends?
Oh.
So we did all that. At some point, we both agreed, like, actually, I think I want to be friends.
I think maybe it was before. Because that was like the night of. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to send you a video of this. But then I was like, no, actually, this is for me.
Yeah, I like that.
Really nice in itself. I like that. And then I texted you in the morning saying like, "Hey, just so you know, like I was actually a big.
Just so you know, big boy, you made me fucking come. Just so you know, man, like I haven't come in like it's been a while. You said, right?
A while.
Yeah, I haven't come in so long. Yeah. How do you think that made me feel? The ego. I mean, I didn't do it. To be fair, all I said to you was like, "Good girl," and I guess. You know, I put a note here, like never underestimate the power of just being fucking nice to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say this all the time, just like praise, compliments. I think everyone on this planet has a praise kink. I think everyone just wants to know that they're doing a good job. Like all of you ready? Let's like collectively on 3, 2, 1, we're going to say good. You're doing a good job in the camera. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
You're doing a good job.
Now come.
Now come.
Fucking hell. Collectively, probably when you said that, maybe I'm a bit off-putting, but I bet you like 30 men just came when you said just come.
Probably.
Fucking dirty.
Come for me, baby.
No, stop. Hey, whoa, listen, this is going to get taken off.
Okay. Actually?
No, you're fine. We're being silly. We're being silly. But if you actually did that seriously, yes.
Oh, true.
Yeah, you can't be like sexually explicit on YouTube. I can't read out erotic fiction, for instance. I can if I'm doing it in an educational way, but I can't like try and get these people horny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
maybe.
So stop being horny.
Stop it. We said nothing.
Sit. Stop.
Good boy.
Fucking hell. No. Everyone, I apologize. But yeah, like that's all I said. I was just like, good girl. I was giving you compliments. Like you've complimented me a million times. You fucking told me that I'm handsome. We literally had a conversation the other day where I was like, do you actually think I'm handsome? And you're like, yeah, man, you're fucking handsome. And I was like, thanks. That makes me feel nice. Like I feel like everyone just wants a compliment.
Yeah.
They just want to know that they're doing a good job, that they're attractive, that they're good enough, they're pretty and all of that. So I've had that a lot actually. Maybe not a ton, but like there's been enough women in my life where I'm just fucking nice to them and they're like, I've never felt that before. Coach and clients, a lot of you. I think maybe I haven't told you this story, but we had this one particular guy, maybe he'll watch this, and he came in like with the alpha male bravado shit, and he literally said to us, you know, the coaches, I need you to call me a pussy. Yeah. Did I tell you the story?
Yeah.
I need you to call me a pussy. I need you to yell at me. I need you to force me to go and take action. And we were just like, I literally said, don't tell me how to do my job. I'm the coach. You don't tell me how to coach you. Like, basically, shut the fuck up. You're paying me. I'm going to coach you. So we were just really nice to him, like we always are. And then like 2 weeks into coaching, he was just like, I've never felt this loved and accepted. Thank you for not yelling at me. Thank you for not calling me a pussy. And it's like, yeah, of course. Like, this is what you're seeking, like someone to just be there for you. So yeah, if you want to make people come, just be nice to them. Like literally. Yes. And no, but you know what fucking blows my mind is that is often the last thing that guys and girls ever think to do. They're like, I can't be nice to a woman because she'll get a big ego. I can't be nice to a guy because then he'll have power over me. It's like, heaven forbid you make someone feel good.
And you know what? In general, when you're nice to people and you compliment them, generally they do the same back.
They say it back. And then you go, that feels good. Wow.
Yeah. And it's so nice.
One of the guys in like one of my coaching programs asked a question the other week where he's like, basically, how do I get more money? Like, he's building a business. How do I get more money? And I was like, what do you mean? You just give more value to people. Like, just give more to them and some of that will come back. And then he made a post like a day later and he's like, hey, Andy, I went out and tried to give a little extra to all of my clients and I actually got 3 tips and I got extra money. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit. Like, of course, give a compliment. It will come back. Not always, but like enough of the time. So yeah, go be nice to each other. So we decided to be friends. Is there anything else you want to tell with that story? No. We've talked about this a bit. From your point of view, what was it like, I guess? Like, us making out, fooling around, talking, listening.
Honestly, I think I said this to you after the date because like the progression of events that day, getting off the boat, having the big conversations with my coworkers because it's a close-knit family. Like,
yeah, you all work together.
We work together for 2 weeks constantly. We share rooms, we share everything together. So on the drive back, you know, all the big conversations that needed to happen happened. And then someone left the car and then the conversations got deeper and then someone else left the car and then the conversations got deeper with one of the new girls on the boat and we got like, real deep into it. And then I dropped her off and then I went to you, at which point, like I'd gone on a few Hinge dates already, opened up in different ways or like tried different ways of explaining my situation and stuff. So I was super fucking nervous. But like the whole drive back, we were essentially
you and I were texting a little bit.
Yeah, we were texting.
I was asking like, you were asking like, what BDSM stuff do you like? Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
And yeah,
and then you kink shamed me.
I did kink shame you.
You did. You actually did.
I did.
Straight up.
I did. Yeah. It was.
It's fine.
I thought you were kidding. I literally thought you were kidding because you were like, oh, how about we just be nice to each other, compliment each other, hold hands.
Bro, that's literally my biggest kink.
I know.
No, straight up. You were like, what is your kinks? And I was like, just being really nice to a woman, making her feel good, praising her, telling her that she's pretty, holding her in my arms, caressing her, like just really nice fucking passionate sex. And there's kinky shit in there as well. And then you're like, ha ha ha. And I was like, don't fucking kink shame me. Yeah, I literally said like, don't fucking kink shame me. Like, one of the women that you know about, you know who. I've talked about her in a previous video, but I won't say her name. The one that I'm going to see tomorrow. Yeah. She and I were talking last night. And we were specifically talking about this. And I said, my biggest, like, you don't know how many times, like, you've seen her picture. She's fucking sexy.
Oh, dude, right? She's fucking.
She's like ridiculously hot. And you're straight, too.
I'm super straight, but she's super hot.
She's fucking hot. She might actually watch this.
Please.
Hello.
Hi.
She's super fucking hot. And I specifically said, every time I look at your pictures, she sent me a couple of like naughty pictures and shit. I'm like, every time I look at your pictures, literally my big fucking kink is to get you into my bedroom and just be like so unbelievably, stupendously fucking nice to you. Like that is like literally one of my biggest turn-ons. Like it's maybe not a turn-on with my clients, but like when I have a client, I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, I'm going to be so fucking nice to this guy. This guy is not going to know how much like love I'm going to pour into him. Like, yeah, don't kink shame. That's like legit. Yeah. But when I do say that, people do laugh, like honestly.
Yeah.
If I'm like, I just want to get someone in the bedroom, tie them up, spank them, make them call me daddy and just be like fucking nice to them and make them feel amazing for like hours. So many women are like, ha ha ha, but like really what? And I'm like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because this is, you know, like say from your Hinge profile, which like is not you as a person. It's a very minute, tiny little
My
part
Hinge
of you.
profile is like very BDSM focused.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of spirituality and shit in there as well. But it is like I'm putting the BDSM stuff first because that's the number one thing that people are either into or not into. So I want to screen for that first. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is really good, which is why I was interested in the first place. Yeah. But my mentality with it going in and starting texting was like, oh, this guy's going to be like real sexy, real kinky, right?
It's going to be a kinky.
He's going to be like, Urgh. So when you sent me saying like, oh, let's just be really nice to each other and this, and I was like, surely he's being sarcastic. That was my response, because I was like, what? And then you're like, don't kink shame me. And I was like,
my question there, because I was fucking nice to you leading up to that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a question in there. Like...
No, but I'm really glad you called me out on it, because you've called me out on a couple things since then, where you're like, that sounds a little bit judgmental, or don't kink shame me. Like, just straight up, don't kink shame me. And when I read it, I was like, oh, fuck, he's serious.
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit. Okay. And then I was like, okay. And I think I sent something back. I was like,
you were nice back.
Like,
you're
forehead kisses.
I think you literally said, that actually sounds really nice. I didn't know that you were serious. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm fucking serious. Like,
yeah.
And now we're friends.
And now we're
great
friends.
Fucking friends. We voice message each other for like hours.
Oh my God, hours every single day.
Literally. You've told me about like all the guys you've dated. I've told you about like the women that I'm dating. Like, no, it's cool. Like, this is a good fucking
I love it. I love the fact that, like, dude, I can tell you anything.
You literally
anything.
Can.
And
you have.
Yeah.
Like, you like straight up have. And I've told you all my shit too. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You want to talk about, okay. No. Ready? While we're talking about guys, are you saying his name? Is he cool with his name? We're just going to call him Spanish guy.
I think we're going to stick with Spanish guy. I think
the guy that likes olives and feta cheese, which is like every Spanish guy. He probably eats paella. Probably does this salsa. Is that Spanish?
Probably. Okay. We haven't talked about food that much.
Anyway,
darling, if you're listening, do you like olives and feta? Let me know. I know it's Greek, but I feel like you would. Yes.
He would. Spanish people like that shit. Tapas, and then he taps your ass.
Oof.
Oof. So anyway, you met him. No. This is. Can I tell bits of this story from my point of view, and then you can tell the story? Mm-hmm. So you match with this guy on Hinge, and you send me a picture, and you basically send me these voice messages, and you're like a little kid. Like, guys, this is the whole point of this series, is to show you that men and women are exactly the fucking same. So every one of you guys listening, every time you guys get crazy excited about a woman, this is her getting excited about like this guy, this Spanish guy. And so you sent me these long voice messages, and you're like, he's too hot for me. He's too good looking. Like, literally, you were having the same, like, insecurity. Guys, this is the point. Men and women have the same damn insecurities, where you were like, I'm not good looking enough for him. Why is he matched with me? He shouldn't be doing this. He's probably a fuckboy. Like, and he'd had a little fuckboy phase in the past. Like, he talked about that. And you really felt like, I'm not good enough for him. And I was like, do you remember what I said? I was like, stop objectifying him.
Yep.
You're literally treating him like a piece of meat.
Yep.
And all your little fucking, I know you're not like a hardcore feminist, but like all the fucking feminism shit of like, don't objectify me. You're doing that to him. He's more than just a piece of meat. Yeah, he's fucking handsome. He's like stupendously attractive.
He's
like so fucking attractive.
It's like
he's like male model attractive.
Yeah.
But I was like, get to know his fucking personality.
Yeah.
And stop objectifying yourself. Like, you were doing the same thing. You're like, I'm not as attractive as him, or I think I'm not as attractive as him. Therefore, I have nothing else to offer. So I gave you kind of the same pep talk that I give all of you listening, where I'm like, come up with a bunch of things, like 50 things about you that are likable. Like, here's all the reasons. And I sent you this long voice message of like, this is why he would like you. This is another reason he might like you. And then we did the work on like, even if he doesn't like you, who gives a shit? Like, not everyone is going to like you. So like all the same stuff that you guys struggle with, like, stop thinking that you're different from women. But yeah, then you guys like dated, you guys kissed, you banged, you did a bunch of shit. He's nice. He's like a genuinely nice human being.
He's so nice.
But you see what I mean about like objectifying him?
Yeah.
The first couple of messages, he's too hot for me. It's like, what would you say now? Yeah, what would you say now? Is he too hot for you?
I love that he's so hot.
Yeah, right? So guys, when you see a really cute woman, okay, so the woman that I'm going to see tomorrow, when I first saw her in the street, she had boss bitch vibes and she was just on a mission. And my brain was like, no, she's too hot. You can't talk to her. And there's something in my brain was like, no, stop, just go after her. I talked to her. She's a kitty. She's like a little like kitty cat. Like, she's a little sweet pussy cat. She's like so unbelievably submissive and nice. Like, same thing with your guy. Yeah. He's so fucking nice. Yeah. He's like genuinely a nice
He's like
being.
A puppy dog. He's like...
And isn't it so funny that we like objectify people? We're just like, this person's hot, so therefore they would not want anything to do with me because I don't think I am hot. And it's like, bullshit. Yeah. There's more to you than just attractiveness. Like, there's like a million other things.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think I got so intimidated because like I'm on Hinge.
You were like fucking sending me messages going, I'm freaking out. I'm nervous. I can't do this.
Yeah, because we had like a couple messages on Hinge, and then he's like, oh, add me on Instagram. And I was like, okay. And then I think it took a little bit of time for the messages to start like rolling. And I was like really nervous. I was like, what do I even talk about to this guy? Because on his profile as well was like deep conversations and like life goals and stuff like this. And I'm like, okay, fuck yeah. And he's quite a bit younger than I am again. So it's like a lot of my past relationships as well have been with younger men, so there's a bit of reservation there, and there's just like all this stuff going on in my mind. I'm looking at his photos on Hinge, and I'm like literally.
A lot of guys do that with girls too. They're like, she's too hot. Yeah.
And then he starts sending me voice memos, and he starts sending me videos, and I'm really shy to send him a video back because I'm on a boat with my hair like and tired as shit. Right? I'm like, I do not look good.
You've just been killing starfish. Yep.
Yeah. And I send him the videos, and he thinks it's really cute, and he tells me he likes my voice memos, and I'm like freaking out, like, oh my God, okay, it's a person at the end of this. It's a human at the end of this.
That's what I said to you. I was like, remember that he's a fucking human being. Yeah. Literally, yeah.
Yeah. And like driving back from the boat, like I went straight to him back from the boat, right? And I'm texting you along the way, and I'm like, I'm freaking out. And I saw my girlfriend before, and she's like, chill the fuck out. We had a cigarette. I'm like, calm down. Like, this is fine. It's happening. And there's like 2 weeks of like anticipation from both of us. Like, okay, it's tomorrow. It's finally tomorrow. And we meet, and I sit in his car, and he goes, so, how's it going, mate?
In his like thick Spanish accent with like imperfect English. Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute. Yeah. It kills me. It's so cute. And I was like, actually, I'm really nervous. And he's like, but what? It's me. It's me. It's okay. And I'm like, yeah, but you know.
I like that you told him that you were nervous. I say that to all the coaching clients. It's like, when you're nervous, just say, I'm nervous. Yeah. You texted him that before you met too.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did. And he was like, why? Why are you nervous? And I was like, you're fucking so
you're hot,
beautiful.
You fucking idiot.
Like I can't even look at you without oozing is why I'm nervous. How am I going to go on a date with you without just like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But, fuck, we had the most beautiful first date. We went for a walk on the beach under the moonlight. He took his shoes off. It was his first step in becoming a hippie.
Yeah. You're basically training him to be a hippie. Take your shoes off, like live in a van.
Yeah, we had a little mini doof last night on our date with the lasers and the doof music, and just had a fucking
it
dance
wasn't
party.
420, but it was 420.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We do not condone the use of any illegal substances or breaking terms and conditions of YouTube.
No.
But you guys like fucking toked.
Prescriptions.
It's all legal prescription.
Yeah, legal prescription. Yeah.
Weed. Marijuana.
Puff, puff, pass.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, we've gone on 4 dates now, which is not very much. We've literally known each other 2 weeks now.
But you guys have gone pretty fucking deep.
We've gone really deep.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Yesterday, I was messaging you again, like psyching myself out to tell him everything. Like, did not spare like much detail. Told him about German guy. Told him about Yaar. Told him about my trip to Cairns and how nervous I am, and that there's probably some big goodbyes coming, and that might involve other men. And I don't know what that's going to look like. And he's like, doll, go do what you got to do. Keep in touch. I'll see you when you get back.
Yeah, you're both pretty autistically honest with each other.
Yeah. Fuck. And to be able to see him open up in that way as well. Like, he's shared some stuff, some pretty deep stuff as well. But like his capability to hold space for me, and he can tell, it's really sweet. Like, the first date, we're in his car and Yaar came up in conversation and I dissociated, and he's driving and he looks at me and he goes, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, do you need sugar? What's going on? What's happening? Are you okay? And he rolls down the window. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'll be back. I'm okay. I'll be back. And he's like freaking out. And I'm just like holding his hand on my knee. And eventually I tell him about Yaar's death.
Yeah.
And now, like last night, I started opening up like a lot more about the specifics of what happened with Yaar and what happened with German guy and like all of this stuff. And he can tell like when it's happening, and he just comes over and he holds my hands, or he'll hold me, or like, do you need anything? Do you need water? Like, and he'll like literally, he carried me to the bath because it got cold outside. And he's like, yep, let's go in the bath. Let's continue this conversation inside. Had a boogie on the way, like kept going, just, and the eye gazing as well.
Yeah, you guys stare into each other's eyes and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's so fucking safe.
Yeah.
And
I try and get some of this stuff across to my coaching clients and to my audience and stuff, where they'll ask a question of like, what things can I do to be more attractive to women? And it's like, well, some of the basics, like groom yourself, lose some weight, like work on the physical appearance, sure. But I try and get across like the power of just, I guess a lot of it is like self-love, being confident enough in yourself as a man to be able to be like a rock for a woman, to just be there. And it's not just confidence. It's like, it's a lot deeper than that. It's the self-love. It's all the stuff we talk about on the channel. And I will sometimes get people asking like, will that really help? And the number of like women that I've talked to, and obviously I try and embody that myself, and like listening to you talk, like how fucking, would you say almost sexy it is that he's able to just be there for you?
Oh my God.
Like it's fucking hot. Like a turn on. Like not just like, oh, that's nice. Like hot.
Yeah. Like we're literally in the bath for whatever, how many hours, like not touching each other or whatever, just talking. And we get out of the bath and we dry off, and I'm like dripping, not like from the bath, but from the talk, in like dripping. Dripping. It's crazy. And I had this happen with one other Brazil guy.
We'll talk about him in a sec, right?
Yeah. Can I talk about it now?
Wait. Before you do, further on this point, so the Spanish guy that you're seeing, he and you have been opening up to each other, and he's been super great and all of that. You have fucking texted me and sent me so many voice messages where you're like, okay, it was so great. Like, we just opened up and he was listening to me and he was sharing his shit, and his vulnerability is so hot, and he just kept talking to me. And then at some point I was like, this is great, but can I please sit on your face? Because I'm getting really horny. Like, you've told me that like 5 or 6 times now. Like, I hung out with him again yesterday, and he was turning me so much on with his vulnerability that I just was like, can I like sit on your face, please? Well, like, I can keep talking and we can keep sharing, but can I like at least fuck you while we do this? Like it's straight up a turn on.
Straight up.
I'll be honest, I find it a turn on too when a woman like really opens up, like straight up.
Yeah.
That's why I kissed you on the first fucking date.
Yeah.
When you open up, I was like, this is fucking brave, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's something sexy about courage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he said that to me last night as well. Like he just grabbed me, because I got really emotional at one point, and he just grabbed me and he was like, you are so brave to be doing this and like saying this and going through this, and like he just fucking held the shit out of me.
Yeah. And it's funny that people think like vulnerability is weak, especially men. Men tend to worry about that. And I've done enough videos on the channel of like how to be vulnerable while still being masculine. And so like you can go and check those out if you want to, but like, no, it's fucking empowering. Imi, so my ex, Imi, my ex, wrote a few articles for my website about like, I like Andy more when he's vulnerable. And then one of the women that we dated, Bronwyn, that we dated for a couple of years, she wrote an article for my website saying same shit. She's like, I like Andy the most and other men the most when they're fucking open, when they're honest, when they communicate. Because like, you know this, you're a woman, right? Like, okay, I was gonna say, I actually have tangible proof that you're a woman. I have personal experience that you're a woman. Okay, so like,
you didn't see that one.
And anyway, I didn't see it.
It'd be funny when you watch the video again. That's all.
What was I going to say? Tangible proof you're a woman. What have women? I'm curious. I'm kind of spoilering it here, but what have women been saying that they want from men more of since the dawn of fucking time?
Vulnerability, communication.
Communication, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish my
Just
boyfriend
words.
would open up to me more. He won't talk to me and tell me what's going on. I wish he would. And like guys will hear that and be like, no, she's just nagging. She doesn't really want that. If I open up, she'll punish me. Because yes, some women will. I want to be very clear. Yeah. Some women will actively punish you if you're vulnerable. I would not probably date those women. Nothing against them, but like, and some other men will punish you if you're vulnerable. Yes. But there's more than enough out there that will love you more if you open up.
Absolutely.
Like you more. And then they'll open up to you and you're like, cool, this is great. I don't have to be nervous and weird by myself. I can be autistically honest, and they probably will back. And you just gently move away from or run fast away from the people that aren't vulnerable or can't be vulnerable or will mock you for it. Because if that person mocks you, they're essentially saying, I'm perfect. You're the freak that has emotions, which is like the biggest lie and falsehood ever. That any human being on the planet would be like, I don't have any problems. You're just a weirdo with mental health issues. It's like, really?
Aren't we all? Aren't we all just fucking train wrecks running from the burning car?
100%. 100%. I had this conversation yesterday with, Taylor.
Yeah.
So most of you.
Oh, hi, Taylor. If you're watching.
He will.
Yeah, he will.
No, he will watch this because he's going to watch this. Yeah. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
Can you
call him a good boy?
Okay.
Can I what?
Do it.
Good boy, Taylor.
Fucking hell.
Good boy.
He has a misso.
He has a misso. That's okay.
Yeah, but they're in an open relationship and she's bi.
Ooh.
And they both like hippies.
Ooh.
There you go.
You're just in a lot.
Take a visit to Alaska.
Yeah.
Go visit them in Alaska. Go say hi. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Canada. It's not that far.
What was I going to say? What were we talking about before that?
Taylor.
Taylor. Yeah, so Taylor specifically said to me, Andy, I wish I could be something like Andy. I want to be as good a coach as you. Like, I wish I could be as good a coach as you. And I was like, Taylor, for fuck's sakes, I'm a train wreck. like what in the fuck made you think that I'm a great coach or something? I say that to the clients. We had this discussion like a week ago on the coaching group call. Well, they said something and I was like, I don't have my shit together. What the fuck makes you think I know what I'm doing with coaching or sex or love or relationships or anything? I know some stuff. At least I think I know some stuff. But even then, I'm probably wrong on half of it.
I think you're pretty good.
You say that now, but I don't have any proof of that. The point is we're all fucking train wrecks.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all just figuring it out.
Do you want to talk a little bit about how to keep independence even when you really like someone? Or do you want to talk about that after Brazil guy?
Do we want to talk about Brazil guy?
Isn't he going to watch this?
Probably.
I feel like you have to talk. You can't disrespect the man by saying you're going to talk about him. Talk about him really quickly.
Okay. So one of the Hinge dates was, you know what? Yeah, I do want to talk about it. It was so easy. Like, so with Spanish guy, it was like, oh my God, nervousness. Holy shit, what's happening? Real excited. Mm-hmm. With Brazil guy, it kind of just like happened. We kind of just texted here and there. Some really deep stuff here, some really deep stuff there. A couple days of no contact. And hey, sorry, I've been busy. And okay, cool. And eventually I invited him to come to my van space, basically. And I set up my crystal pedestal and I just like set everything up for myself to have my little meditation space and whatever. And he rocked up and I made dinner and everything was just like so fucking calm.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've ever had that. It's just.
With some people, dating is just so easy, man. It's just like smooth.
Yeah. And something that my best friend told me, I think I said this to you as well. She's like, when you find that person, it's going to feel calm. It's not going to feel like chaos. So I argued with myself with that for a little bit as well, because I was having all the really excitedness about Spanish guy. And I was like...
And because you both started dating them at the same time. Or you'd been on
you'd been
on like one date.
Yeah, one date. Yeah. And it was like...
I'm trying to almost like figure out.
Yeah. It was... Like I was texting both of them.
Yeah. And
then met Spanish guy and then was like, all right, well, what are we doing? And because it was a little bit more unclear with Spanish guy, like, because he had said, I'm not a fuckboy. I don't see other people in the beginning. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to see this other guy.
Yeah, I have to pick one. Yeah. I'm going to pick the Spanish guy, yeah.
Yeah, so I said to Brazil guy, I said, look, I'm not comfortable seeing you like without talking to Spanish guy about
really
this stuff.
Honest.
Yeah, I was super honest. I literally said.
Yeah, I'm seeing this other guy. I want to talk to him first.
Yeah. And like he's essentially okay with it. We had a big chat yesterday, but also I don't have the time to see more than one person really. And with Brazil guy, it was like super easy, super calm. We went frolicking in the fields for hours, just like picking
like
flowers.
How you have a date. Like that's what you and I did. We went and sat in a park. You're such a hippie.
I know.
Yeah, and as if I'm telling you something you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to show my tattoos, but they're like...
You have to come this way if you want to show your tattoos.
Yeah, anyway.
It's really hard on the camera because it's...
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with Brazil guy, like ate with my hands like an animal on the floor in the van, like dropped the spoon, licked the spoon, ate with the same spoon. You know what I mean? Like I'm a fucking animal.
You're a hippie.
I am.
Yeah. You don't even own shoes.
No, I don't. I do for work, but that's it. And we had the most beautiful night, and he just held me, and I opened up with him. It was really easy to just tell it. I told him all about my crystals and all my like Healy stuff and all the wooshy things, and he literally just held the fucking shit out of me. And the ooze. I think I don't know if I've explained to you the ooze.
I know what you mean. You mean like your heart fucking melts, right?
Yeah, and my pussy.
See, guys, again,
like,
can you just like make it more explicit? I got turned on because he was nice to me.
Yeah. And he just listened and held, and like I asked if I could hold his hand. I asked if I could kiss him. We got like really close and stuff.
You're a little player. You're like autistic honesty.
Well, yeah.
Isn't it much easier than before when you were sending me questions, man?
God.
You're like, I'm so nervous. Like, what do I do? And I was like, why the fuck are you telling me? Tell him.
Yeah.
I want to kiss him. Why are you telling me? Tell him. I can't make him kiss you. You got to tell him. Yeah. Makes it easier.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then that's the thing, for like 3 days, because he texted me back after the date with Spanish guy, and I was like, oh, how do I say this? I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm feeling. All of this is quite a lot. I said all of this to him, and he was like, yeah, dude. He sent me the most beautiful message back, just being like, yeah, I'm happy to be friends. Because I told him, like, I would still love to hang out. I would still like to text you when I think about you, because like he plays the ukulele, and I went into a ukulele shop, so I sent him a fucking photo of the ukulele, like shit like this, you know? I was like, yeah, I'll text you some random stuff. Text me some random stuff if you want to, and if ever we reconnect and like want to go frolicking and look for flowers in the fields for my pedestal.
Special flowers that send you to another dimension and feel really good.
Yeah.
Psychedelic flowers, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Flowers.
Yeah, they're in the dryer at the moment. Anyway. Yeah, and
wait, I want you to read this bit. Remember? You specifically said to him, "You've been so nice to me. What can I do for you?"
Yeah.
That was fucking great.
Yeah. So he sent me a long, beautiful message, and he said, yeah, the best thing you can do for me is to be there for yourself. And that's the best thing that anybody can do for anybody. Because by working on yourself, you're building a better community, and you're building more kindness, and you're sharing more love. Because if you love yourself, fuck.
That's why we talk about self-love on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I get that email, or I get that question from some people where they'll email me and be like, hey, Andy, your content helped me so much. What can I do for you? And every single time I'll just say something along the lines of like, go live an awesome life and love yourself, and then share that with other people. Like selfishly, that benefits me. It's not like I'm even being like, oh, I want you to be loved and I'm just trying to be a selfless person. It's like, no, I'm being like an incredibly selfish prick. I mean that with love. I want there to be a world where everyone's nice to each other. So like literally I benefit if you have an awesome life and you're grateful for it and you're nice to people. So that was fucking cool that he told you the same thing. I really liked that. He sounds cool.
He's so cool. I really want you guys to meet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think he wants to meet.
We'll go talk about meat and what else do Brazilians like? Soccer, football, and volleyball, and fucking great dairy cows. They have great dairy over there.
I think he's more into like the spiritual, deep connection, openness, honesty, self-love stuff.
And cows.
And cows, surely.
Great dairy farms.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he sounds cool as hell.
Yeah. He's really sweet. Do
you want to talk a little bit? Maybe we can finish up after that, actually, unless there's more you want to talk about. But do you want to talk about how to keep independence when you really like someone? Because you like the Spanish guy that you're saying, obviously.
I like the Spanish guy a
lot.
He's
like the right word for that.
He?
He's like the right word for that. You like him a lot.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I have a lot of love for him.
I like to phrase it like that.
I have a lot of love for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I told him that this morning when he left, because we're not going to see each other for a month. And we're sitting on the couch after like the most beautiful night together. And I looked at him and I said, look, I don't want you to get scared. And I don't mean this in a romantic way, but like I need to tell you that I love you before I go. Because like just with my past and like saying goodbye to Yaar.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just, it's
living
very.
Without regrets, hey. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we left and I said, love you. And he didn't say anything back. He just held the shit out of me. And that's fucking beautiful in itself. And I sent him with a rose.
You did. Yeah, you gave me a rose. You gave, wait, we could have, maybe I can splice in pictures. You went and gave 2. You bought a bunch of roses. You gave one to me, one to him, one to some other people, and then you were like, I have all these roses. What should I do with them? I was like, there's literally a couple sitting over there. Go give them 2 roses. And you did.
And they were really
cute. Very cute. Yeah.
The guy was actually, I think the girl was a little bit uncomfortable, but the guy was like, thank you. Yeah. Which, I don't know.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
Independence. So you like this guy.
So, right. So we're texting back and forth constantly, sending videos, sending like cute photos, sending darling, sending bae before we even like meet each other, all of this stuff. Meet each other, and we're both like, oh my God, over each other. And
in each other, yeah.
And in each other, yes. Oh.
Fucking hell, man.
Right. So I go to my mountain family, and there's a lot going on, and my friends are dealing with a lot of relationship stuff as well. One of my girlfriends in particular, like going through a really rough time right now. Another girlfriend comes to visit. She's going through a really rough time right now, and there's like a sound healing day one of the days. So I tell Spanish guy, and I tell my girlfriend, I said, look, I'm going to airplane mode today. I'm not here. I need this day to myself to do the sound healing. I really need to like come back to myself because it's been a real hectic couple weeks, you know. And I ended up not airplane moding, and my girlfriend reached out. She needed help with some things, and Spanish guy reached out saying it's actually really weird for us not to be texting. And so I texted them both back, and in the end, it kind of, in relation to Spanish guy, gave us both a bit of time to be like, whoa, actually, he said, I'm losing myself. And I said, yeah, I don't want that.
Like, I feel like I'm going too deep.
Yeah.
It's not even about going too deep. It's just
giving too much.
Yeah. And like, I forgot to keep my independence. Yeah. It's not so much about like, oh shit, I'm too attached to this person. It's like, no. I forgot to live my life.
Yeah. And it's only been like a couple weeks, you know, and it's really good that we've both realized this right away, because I have a lot of stuff going on. He's got so much stuff going on. Like, he was supposed to come up to the van space a couple days in a row, but had to work both days. And even with there, like, he got really nervous about telling me, hey, I can't come to see you because I have to work. Because people worry that that's
a rejection. Like, if people are like, hey, I'm busy or I need my own space, they worry that like the other person's going to take it personally as a personal rejection. Yeah.
And he was super conscious of this. And there was a day where we didn't text for like 24 hours or something, and we didn't say anything to each other about it. And he messaged me saying like, hey, is everything okay? Like, because we've been messaging every single day. You haven't messaged in a while. Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. Like, I just was busy frolicking in the forest, you know, like literally I was just in the forest frolicking.
I was just doing my hippie
like a fairy.
Now, and there's no reception where the hippies live. Yeah. Like literally.
Yeah. So from like essentially the day after our first date was very like, this is making me anxious. This is making me nervous. Are you okay? Everything's okay from my side. Is everything okay from your side? Like very, very clear. And I had a couple days where I kind of got up in my head about it. Like, I really like this guy. He's super attractive. He's obviously got a lot of depth to him. He's got, I'll mention this briefly, but he has a tattoo that Yaar had as well. Which some people are like, oh, you don't have to look at everything as a synchronicity or at everything as a sign, but there's a thing with tattoos and they guide me. So I knew from the get-go, like, he would be of some significance. I don't know. I still don't know, like, exactly.
He very much has been already.
Yeah, already. So, you know, all of these things. And I was just like, oh my God, this guy, oh my God, this guy, oh my God, this guy. But also, you know, his end goal is to live in America. He wants to bring his dad there. I am deciding whether I want to push to try and get a permanent visa for Australia or go back home to Canada. Like, big fucking decisions, whilst saving money, both of us, whilst working full-time jobs, both of us, having friendships, having all of this stuff. And we both kind of said, all right, like, I want to keep in touch. I want this to keep going. I do want to see you again. I have a lot of stuff to deal with. This is going to look a bit funny. But with like all the conversations that have happened over the last 2 weeks, it's been like super reassuring. He's always been there texting. He has always called when he said he would. Same from my end, I think. Just like in the midst of getting to know each other and trusting each other and being like, cool, like this is okay, and we're allowed to like each other, and we're allowed to have these beautiful times together, and we're allowed to still keep living our lives as independent humans.
Yeah.
Which, dude, first time in my life.
Yeah, I feel like it's so tempting in dating and relationships especially to just like lose yourself as you talk about it. I've done videos on the channel. I did one years ago called Always Keep Your Independence in a Relationship. And I think that was something that me and I actually did a decent job of. We had one day a week where we would call it our solo day. And it's like we would specifically say, you're not allowed to text me and I'm not allowed to text you.
Yeah.
Unless there's like an emergency, you're dying or something.
Yeah.
And we would stick to that for the most part. And just go and do our own shit. Like that was so unbelievably helpful.
Yeah.
There's a million other things you can do as well. You can use each other for accountability to keep your independence. That's something most people don't think about. When they start getting feelings or they start to feel like they're losing themselves, the first reaction is I should withdraw and run away from the person. What you did, what I loved, I think I even said this to you maybe. I was like, why don't you just tell him this? Why don't you guys just talk about this shit? And like that person can keep you accountable. They will say like, holy shit, I kind of feel the same way. What do we want to do about it? Let's go to our friends and talk to them and see what they say. Like the person doesn't suddenly become your enemy just because you're scared of getting hurt. But I think that's such a temptation in relationships and dating, hey, to just be like, I got to close my heart off so I don't get hurt, push you away, and then just stay over here and hope I don't get hurt. And it's like, that sounds really painful already. You've already hurt yourself by being too careful. So yeah, you guys have done a fucking amazing job of that. Yeah.
He's been so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like there was a day, like I said, at the weekend, he was meant to come over on Friday, couldn't, was meant to come over Saturday, couldn't. And I essentially had like, my body was hurting from the boat. And by Saturday, I was in a lot of pain and I had therapy and stuff and I needed my body to rest. So I texted him on the Saturday when he said he couldn't come. He said, can you come to the city then? And I said, no, my body really needs to rest. So I'm going to stay up here. I'll see you on Monday maybe. And then I mulled over it for a while and I was like, you know what? I could drive down to the city. We're just going to have a chill night. And like, I really want to see him. Don't know when I'm going to see him again. Rah, rah, rah. So I text him back and I say, hey, actually, if I come down, can we just have a cruisy night? And he just goes, babe, I made other plans. You said you weren't coming. Like I've made other plans. And I was like, but I really want to come. And he's like, well, no, I need to make space for my friend. My friend needs me too. Like I'm a bouncing board for him too. And he needs the space and I've made plans now and you need to take care of your body. So don't push yourself.
See how he's like literally keeping you accountable there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing with like German guy, it would have been like, oh no, yeah, let's do it anyway.
Yeah.
Constantly because we always wanted to see each other. We always wanted to be with each other. And especially for me in the end, it was like, because he wanted monogamy and I needed all that support, everything fell on him.
Yeah, all of it's like you two are like in an enmeshed relationship. I think Imi and I had that at times too.
Yeah.
Like, especially during lockdowns and COVID and stuff. It's like we were just like this.
Yeah.
Like it felt like needed each other, or we told that story.
Yeah.
It becomes a lot of a burden, hey? The other person being responsible for your happiness and well-being. Yeah. That's a lot, man.
It's a lot. It's a lot and it's not good. And yeah, it feels good now.
Yeah.
It feels so nice. And I still feel free. I feel so free.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because that's one of the chats we had is like, we don't want to restrict each other from anything. And like, if big things come up or like if weird situations with other people come up that we need to talk about, like that's open for discussion, of course. But otherwise, we're just going to like, live our lives and have each other there when we have space for it. So
we didn't talk about this earlier, but you, like when you met me, you told me this, you kind of opened up about like in the past, I feel like I dated some guys that just didn't have like the best communication, or there were things we couldn't talk about maybe like that. And you and I obviously talked a shitload, and then when we became friends, we talked even more. I feel like you really fucking wanted to meet someone like this Spanish guy.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot to screen for him. You probably know that. Like you specifically went out searching for someone who would be really open, a good communicator, chill, a warm energy, like non-judgmental. Because you and I talked about this shit before you met him. You were like, I think I just want someone who talks more, Andy. And like, Andy, we didn't even talk about any of this. Like you've opened up so much to a lot of your friends. Like since me just listening to you and being like, hey, open up to me about whatever. You poured everything out to me. Then you like immediately went and did it to a few other people, one of whom I know we won't talk about him and shit, but he opened up to you about his shit and you were like, holy fuck, where is this coming from? And then you had other friends open up to you about that. You just went on this like whirlwind adventure over like 2 weeks where you were just opening up to everyone and
everybody.
And you literally used the word multiple times. You're like, Andy, that autistic honesty shit that you're talking about, it's really good. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's why I talk about it.
Yeah.
And you were like autistically honest with them. They were autistically honest with you. And then I think you just did that with this Spanish guy. You were just like, I'm going to be fucking real with him. I'm going to be real on the dating apps. I'm only going to spend my time with people that are like this honest. Like, I don't know what it was like. You probably have a lot of matches, right, on dating apps. How many of them did you not talk to, though? Because you were like,
shitload.
That's what I mean. That's fucking screaming. That's what I'm talking about. Like, as soon as you decide, okay, I want a guy who'll actually communicate.
Yeah.
I want someone that I can open up with and shit. Suddenly everyone else, nothing against them, but you're just like, well, I'm not going to talk to any of these people because they're not open. I do the same shit. Like, as soon as we start to have like standard, maybe not even standards, like we know what we want. It feels like, why is the universe conspiring to give me this thing? And it's like, no, you just actually stopped wasting time with people who weren't that thing. And you went after the people who were. Like, you know, like 2 of the women that I'm either seeing right now or talking to. How many times have I said to you, like, where the fuck did this woman come from? Like, why is she here? Like, how did I meet this person? It's like, because you stopped spending your time with people who maybe weren't like that. And you started openly communicating to women or to people, this is what I'm looking for. Do you want this too? And they were like, hell yes, I want that. So screening, man, it's not complicated, but it's just, it's almost like you've been on this adventure for the last 2 months to figure out that you're allowed to have the things that you want.
Yeah.
And then just like not get in your own way and just, like it's not complicated.
Yeah. And like actually allowing myself. Well, we sent you the video the other day of me spinning in a circle. And my friend is like, this is Anik spinning in a circle because she's super happy because she's casually dating and she's realizing that this is something that she can do and she's accepted this within herself. And it's like, because the serial monogamy.
Like, why? Did you just think like you're a slut if you date someone casually? Like where was...
I grew up pretty like in a small town in the box. Polygamy is not even a word. I believe they know, you know what I mean? So my like view on relationships in movies and at home is like you get married, you get a house, you have kids, you don't cheat. That's horrible. If you like somebody else, that's not allowed either. Like, and went through like been cheated on, also cheated like when I was a lot younger. And like, I don't hold myself to that nowadays. It was like pretty, like I was in Costa Rica and like, anyways, not going to go there. But yeah, just this mindset of like, if I sleep with someone, that needs to be my partner.
We have to like,
Yeah. So every time I slept with someone, even if it took like one of my random exes, DJ X, took like I think 3 months for us to like hook up because it was like and he chased and chased and then we slept together and I was like, hey, well, now this means it has to be a relationship because now we've had sex, right? And that's just not true. That's just not true for me, and it's true for a lot of people, and that's okay too. But I'm realizing like I literally don't live a lifestyle that allows me to have a stable monogamous relationship in one place. I am
you're
never
away for 2 weeks and then,
dude, like I'm leaving for a month. I'm going to Cairns, I'm going on the boat. When I come back, I'll be going to the mountain and then back to the boat for 2 weeks and then God knows. Like I am not a stable enough person to ask of anyone to stay in my life and commit to me monogamously for it's just. And same for me, like I need that freedom as well when I move around and stuff. I still, and this is what I was telling Spanish guy yesterday, like I'm going to Cairns, it's my home. I'm going to see some people that have been these rocks for me, that I have these relations with, that I need to go see and say hello or maybe goodbye or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I don't want to restrict myself if that looks like X, Y, Z, you know, because of a little voice in my head saying Spanish guy's waiting. Well, it's and for him to be like, no, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I feel like I tangented there a little bit.
No, that was good. That was perfect.
But, yeah.
It's almost like you got permission to live a different relationship dynamic. So one of the women that I'm talking to, the one that you said is really, actually, they're both really hot.
I mean, but the newest
the one who lives literally 4 doors down from me, she literally lives 4 doors that way. So her, we were having this discussion because I approached her on the street, told her she's pretty. We talked for like 10 minutes. I got her phone number, and I like to be really upfront and honest with people. So like the next message that I sent was like, I'd love to grab a coffee with you. Do you want that? She's like, yes, please. I'd love that. The next thing I said was, by the way, I usually date multiple people, call it ethical non-monogamy. So I'm going to see multiple people. What else did I say? There's something else I said. I'm just looking for something casual but ongoing, like we'd be friends with benefits, would add to each other's lives, but I'm not looking for a hardcore serious relationship. Let me know if those 2 things suit you. If they do, that's great. If they don't, that's cool too. I'd be down to be your friend, blah, blah, blah. And she read that and we talked about it a lot. And then I told her I was into BDSM as well and asked her if she's into that. We talked about that and she's like, she told me this a million times. I'm so grateful that you hit on me because I've wanted that. I've wanted to explore something a bit more casual, but I didn't know that was really a thing. And I've done a little bit of it here and there. And like, yeah, I think that I want to explore this side of things, but I didn't have permission in the past. I thought that you had to be in a relationship. And she was in maybe I'll let her tell the story, but she's got her own like relationship stuff that she's gone through where she thought she had to stay because like, well, I have to stay, right? Like it's monogamy and you have to. I think like giving yourself permission to, if you want to, explore different dynamics and like, can I be casual? Can we see multiple people? Or can we only see each other if that's what we want to do? But like still that's casual. Like we still have our own lives and independence and all of that. Yeah. It doesn't just have to be the Hollywood like fall in love, married with the kids. If you want that, beautiful, great.
Yeah.
But like sometimes people want that later as well.
Yeah.
Like I want to date casually, meet a few people, get a sense of myself and who they are, and then commit to someone when I feel like I have more to commit because I can take it a bit more seriously. Yeah.
You know what? A Spanish guy said to me, they said it was fucking beautiful.
Right.
Because he's 26, right? A bit younger. And he said to me,
And you're 27.
yeah. Because we're talking about attachment and commitment and monogamy, polygamy, open, like everything. And he said to me, he's like, I know that I'm not ready to be the man that I want to be in that relationship.
I like that. Damn, that's good.
I know, right? I was like, the ooze.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah. And I don't think I'm ready to be the woman that I want to be in that relationship, because I do want to have a life partner. Like I will find him someday when the universe decides that it's time. Like I know this. I don't think it's now. And I think it'll be pretty clear when it happens, because like trying to find someone that, again, like if he wants to go to America or he wants to go to fucking Thailand or move back to Germany or whatever, like I'm never going to ask someone to follow me on my path.
So, I've never wanted to like,
yeah. So when the path aligns, everything else will as well. And in the meantime, like doing this dating thing, which is, again, the first time in my life actually allowing myself just to date for the fact of dating. I have learned so much shit in the last couple months about myself, about other people, about how to connect, about how to communicate openly, about anxiety and dealing with it, and that people literally are just fucking nice. Not a single person have I told. My ex died last year and I'm having a really hard time. You know how many people have been like, oh, fuck off, you're crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
None.
Not a single person.
None. Of course not. Like with the breakdowns and the freakouts and the hysteria, like that's just been myself isolating.
But a big part of that, like maybe we can mention this, a big part of that is because you're nice. Like I want to make that clear. The universe is a mirror and all of that. If you go out there and you're nice, then other people will be back. So I want to be very clear, like, first of all, give you some credit, but anyone listening, like, I'm trying to say this in a nice way. Maybe I mean this with love, everybody. If you're having a whole bunch of shit dating experiences, check your attitude. Like, and I mean that with love. Like, go into this, go in the channel, go in the playlist section. There's a whole bunch of videos in there about like peace and happiness and love and all of that. I would check those out. Like, because that just isn't my experience. Like when I go outside, I told you the other day I hit on like 7 women, right? Yeah. And like I did a video on the channel. every single one of them was like mind-blowingly lovely.
Yeah.
Like insanely nice, including the one who had a fiance and was like, and the 3 that were married. They were all ridiculously nice. Why? Because I was fucking nice to them.
Yeah.
When they said, well, first of all, I was polite. You know, you're so pretty. I just wanted to say hi. Are you single? That's pretty fucking nice. Mm-hmm. They say like, no, I have a boyfriend. And then I'm like, I hope you guys are so happy together. I hope you have the most beautiful relationship. Do you think she's going to be like, fuck off, creep to that? Yeah. No. Or the one with the fiance, like, I hope you guys have the most amazing marriage ever. Like, I wish you all the love and happiness in the world. Like, what do you think she's going to say to that? Fuck off, you weirdo. Like, no, she's going to say thank you. So, like, the vibes that we put out obviously come back. But I think a lot of the time, it's very easy to blame the external and be like, men suck, women suck. And it's like, that doesn't sound like a very open-minded, non-judgmental attitude. Yeah. That attitude is just coming straight back to you.
Yeah.
Preaching to the choir here. Preaching this shit to the hippie, yeah. Anything else we didn't cover?
I guess.
Bearing in mind you have like, what, 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
15 minutes,
You got 20 minutes before you need to go catch a plane.
Yeah. Well.
If you got more stuff to share, do it.
I think I just wanted to touch on German guy. Just because the timing with all of this is fucking divine. Like, it's insane. Like, I go back to the boat today. Right? Had the big chat with Spanish guy that needed to happen. And before that happened, every other thing that was like twinkling in my brain, causing the anxiety, every single thing sorted itself out before he came over to the hotel. Every single thing, including my ex, the German guy. So he got in touch, I'll say 3 or 4 days ago, after 5 months of essentially ghosting. Like we said, you know, we'll find our balance in this friendship or whatever it's going to look like, because we obviously went through a lot of shit together. And he just didn't message. And I was at the point where it was like, right, I'm not trying anymore with you. You'll get in touch if you want to. And I really didn't think that he would. And Cairns is coming up. I didn't know if he would be there. And he just so happens to text me the morning after I had like a massive meditation, and he came up like real hard, and I was this close to reading him this massive letter that I'd written him back when and being like, this is it and goodbye. This close. And the next morning he messages me saying, hey, pretty much just how's it going? It was really triggering. It was extraordinarily triggering, because I remember when he'd message, it was always very disconnected, very distant by the end. And it was really triggering for me to know.
Cold and reserved. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of what I read from his message the first time. And then I gave myself some time, reread it. Also, yeah, massive note to people. Please do that. Like, don't respond if you're triggered.
Okay. We had this guy years ago, he probably wouldn't mind me saying, in the coaching program, who would like, a woman would just send the most normal text ever. And then he would write 10 paragraphs back to her and just be like, I have stronger boundaries than this. I'm not going to put up with this ever. And so you're disrespecting my time. Like, we're not going to see each other again. And like, some women literally replied and were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because like, maybe a woman would say, hey, so sorry, I'm not free on Friday. Can we do Saturday? I'm free on Saturday. He'd be like, fuck you, bitch. Like, if you're really serious, you wouldn't be doing this. Like,
yeah.
And so one of the things we said to him was, every time you want to send a text, can you please just wait 12 hours? Wait 12 hours and then send it. And that like changed his fucking dating. All of a sudden, he's like, wow, why do these women stick around? Because you're not breaking up with them and having a freak out like in your butt hurt. Yeah. So it's like, when you're feeling butt hurt, pause for a little bit and let the emotions go away. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, dude, everybody does this. People around me are doing this. And like, it's hectic. And hearing about it is hectic. It's like, guys, just give yourself some space.
Just chill the fuck out for like an hour. Yeah. Go have a bath or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I did. I read his message and I was like, I literally went outside to my friends, my mountain family, and I just had a fit. A little bit of a fit, just like, this needs out. And my friend was like, okay, how do you feel now? And I was like, better. And then in the morning, I reread the message and I was like, actually, it's like a nice reaching out message after 5 months of no contact. And so I messaged him back saying like, hey, that was really triggering. Would like to hold space for you. He's having a bit of a rough time. And basically, he reached out saying, I thought you would be able to understand what I'm going through. And nobody really does. So I said, you know what? Like, And everybody's telling me, like, I don't owe him anything and blah, blah. And I know that I don't. But, like, this guy has held space for me.
This guy was a fucking rock.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he saved my life.
Yeah.
He saved my life. So I basically just said to him, like, look, I'm not in this space right now. I do want to chat before I go to Cairns. I'm not sure how I feel about seeing you in Cairns because And he didn't respond for a couple days, and basically he said back to me, he said, like, just probably the most beautiful message that he's ever sent me. Like, the most open and vulnerable message that he's ever sent me. And after everything, like, reading it was just like, fuck. Like, you're finally, not that you're finally, but like, we're finally there.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm able to tell you, no, I'm not in the space. And you're able to tell me that, no, you're not in the space.
It's like you both learned boundaries. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like self-love. Yeah.
We could never have that. Like, I was grieving.
Yeah. And he was just taking all of it.
Yeah. And it just got so fucked up. And it's not because we wanted to hurt each other. It's not because we didn't love each other. It's not because we don't love each other. It's just fucking circumstances. You know, and to be able to say, like, hey, yeah, let's have a chat. Let's just have a chat. Like, and I know a lot of my girlfriends are going to be like, don't give him this space. He doesn't deserve all this stuff. Like, I do not support you going to see him when you go to Cairns. And it's like, I do, though.
Yeah.
I do, though. And like I say, it's probably goodbye, but it's also kind of like closure.
Yeah, there's no reason that goodbye can't be beautiful. Exactly. I tried to have that with Emmy at the end.
Yeah.
I tried to have gratitude and love, and I think I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, people do that a lot with breakups and stuff like that, don't they? They're like, you got to cut the person off and they're dead to you and fuck them and they're the enemy. And it's like, why is he the enemy though? He was there for you for all that time and he was nice. And like, why would that be the enemy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think he probably got a lot of that from his friends as well, because
probably, yeah, maybe.
Like about me, that I was taking too much, and that, like, and I'm not saying that I didn't. Like, I rocked up at his house at 6 a.m. one time to get my fire staff, and like broke in and was like, "Hey, yeah, next level."
You say broke in, you had a key.
I had the I had the code.
I don't think that's breaking in. I don't think you know what breaking in is, but I know what you mean. It's like boundaries and yeah.
Because he'd already expressed, like, I need some space, and I tried to give him that space. And anyways. Yeah. And just the timing of it, like I say, like, but I knew I needed to have a big chat with Spanish guy to begin with. I didn't think it would include my German ex, but it did. And literally, I'm going for a month with like the clearest head. Dude, and I'm so fucking excited. Like, I'm so fucking excited. Like,
shout out to German guy.
Yeah, shout out to German guy.
Shout out to Brazilian guy. Shout out to German guy. Shout out, who else are we shouting out? Spanish guy, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Shout out to the guy you met from Hinge that helped you be more honest. Shout outs to me. Shout outs to yourself. Anything else? This was cool. You did a good job. Holy shit.
I'm scared to re-listen, actually.
No, this was good. This was great.
Yeah.
I feel like you opened up a lot. Everyone listening, like, hopefully you understood why we did this, or part of why, to show that everyone goes through dating stuff and struggles and pain and interesting stories and all of that. And stop being like, women have no fucking problems because they're pretty. It's fucking lame when you say that. It's like the dumbest fucking shit ever. I'll try and say that in a nice way. It's naive, but it's like fucking stupid. Like, men and women struggle. Let's try and sit down and talk to each other. And that's what you've done. You've done that with all these guys. You've been like, tell me your shit. I'll tell you my shit. Then we find that we're pretty much exactly the goddamn same.
Yeah. And this is all, like, to give you guys a perspective, me and Andy met 2 months ago.
About that, yeah.
About 2 months ago. So all of that, like, the first couple of Hinge dates were previous, but like all of that openness and communication and like all
and
of
we
this
didn't even talk
progress.
about your friends. You've opened up to so many friends, and they opened up to you. We didn't even touch on that shit. That would be its own podcast, yeah. Like, it would.
It would.
Some of the shit you've told me is like deeper than the dating stuff, yeah. We didn't talk about French guy.
Oh, French
guy. That's got to be another story for another day. That's its own fucking podcast.
Yeah, because that was beautiful.
Yeah, that's got to be its own shit.
Yeah, fuck. I forgot about
Damn, yeah, we didn't.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Leave it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on. This was amazing.
Ooh, and I have videos of a French guy too.
Okay. Send me.
Oh, maybe not the videos of him, but videos of me and the. Yeah.
You're making it sound like a sexual thing. It's not.
It's not. It's a spinning
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
It's a spinning one, but he's in some of the spinning ones. But
that's cool. You can show me after. Thank you for coming on. Sip your water and then say your goodbyes. This was good. You did a good job.
Namaste.
Now you have to tell them something cool. You have to leave them with a takeaway.
Lead with love, not fear.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.